Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on my last month at WGU, fingers crossed, October. My goal that I stated in my last video, which if you were there, watched it. If you weren't, I'll leave a link to it down below, or I'll have it at the end of the video or something. But my goal was to complete the rest of my classes by October 31st. Now, I stated in the video that I also probably wasn't going to meet that goal. I didn't, but I made it really close. So I'm gonna give you an update of what I was able to complete and my next couple of steps and my graduation plan for WGU. So let's get into it. So as always, I do have my little notebook, so if you see me looking down, don't be like, oh, she's looking down at her feet, why is she doing that? I'm not, I'm just looking at my little notebook, so I know that I give you all the information that I wanted to. So October, I wanted to complete 7 classes. I only completed 5. Now it wasn't, 5 classes isn't bad, especially since the past couple of months I've only been able to do 3 or 4. So but I was able to do 5. The classes were elementary science methods, inclusive classroom, elementary social studies methods, elementary visual and performing arts methods, and elementary physical education and health methods. So I'm going to kind of break down each one of these, tell you how long it took me, some tips that I have for each of the classes, if I felt like the assessments were easy or were they hard, and all that kind of stuff. So first we have the elementary science methods. Now this one I started on October 1st actually, and I completed it on October 10th. Now that's kind of like, that's 10 days, so that's really more than I want to spend on one class. But it did have a performance assessment, which is a paper, as well as it also had a objective assessment, which is a proctored exam. Now that proctored exam, I believe I took within 3 days of starting the class, and I passed it on the first attempt, everything. The performance assessment was what took me the longest, and it was just a lesson plan like any of the other ones I'd done, but it had like a somewhat different layout that they gave you, that they wanted you to follow. So I kind of was just unmotivated and was like, well, I'll have to learn a whole new method for doing it, and I don't want to do it right now. So I just kept putting it off. But I did finally get it done. I actually did it over the moon cycle and like the phases of the moon, and it was actually really fun. So like, if you need some motivation, just know this class is super fun if you get into it. I used some brain pop videos in the lesson I made and stuff like that to really make it very interactive for the students that I would have taught the lesson to, and just make it fun, make it your own. Don't stress about it. This one I believe I did have sent back to me for my lesson objective not having like, your lesson objective has to have many different things in it, and I think I was missing one of the aspects. There you go, one of the aspects for it, such as like I don't think I had a measurement for it to be graded on. So don't forget that. But yeah, that one took me 10 days, did my revision, sent it back, and it was good to go. So my second class that I did was inclusive classroom, and this one I did from October 10th through October 12th, so I got it done in 2 days. It had a performance assessment and an objective assessment. So I started on the 10th, right after I submitted and like got back my science methods one. Started this next class and took my PA, or my pre-assessment, sorry. Took my pre-assessment, passed it, scheduled my exam for 15 minutes later. Because I did really well on the performance assessment, the pre-assessment, sorry. And I really didn't feel like there was any need for me to do a lot of studying for it, so I literally just scheduled it right then. Passed it first time, had no problems. My proctor was different this time. Usually they like ask the same things, but this one was like very in-depth, and even had me like touch the wall in front of me to make sure the wall, like, it was like this wall right here, like had me like touch it to make sure it wasn't like, didn't have any writing on it. She made me like open the fridge that I had my camera sitting on and make sure there weren't any notes in the fridge that I could get. It was weird, but I mean, I passed, so hey, that's great. The performance assessment for that one was pretty simple, I believe. It only took me, I think I did that later that night as well. So I got it all done in like 1 day, and then it took like 2 days to give me my results back. So that was the second class. The third class was elementary social studies methods. This was October 12th through October 18th. Now, I remember this one for some reason being so complicated to me because there were many different aspects that you kind of had to combine into one for this lesson. It asked many different things on the, it was only a PA, so it was two parts, 2 performance assessments, I think. And like on one of them, I can remember I did something with the Civil War and like how it applies to Tennessee, and like you had to have a field trip involved and you had to justify the field trip. You had to like act like you were presenting the field trip to like a principal, like for a suggestion. It was a lot, so be prepared on that one. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be like any other lesson plan, because it's definitely not. But anyway, it took me 6 days. I got it done. We're past it. Hallelujah. So my 4th class that I finished was elementary visual and performing arts methods. This one I thought I was gonna love, and I don't think I did. The OA was another one that I got on that day, the objective assessment, took the pre-assessment, passed it, and then a couple hours later I took the objective assessment and passed. Just because I did theater all through high school. My mom's a florist, so like there's a lot of like arts in my family, and like design aspects, so I kind of know like how they apply and all that stuff. And like I said, I was heavily involved in drama during high school, so I kind of know, hey, my drama teacher did this and that. I know that was a state standard because I'm looking at it and this is how we did it, so that's probably a good way. But yeah, I was able to apply my real life experience with that, get it out of the way that night. However, the performance assessment was a little harder. I remember you had to like, it was like one lesson, I believe, but you had to do it for like visual arts and dramatic arts, and it was a little weird trying to determine, okay, I want to do this with this core aspect, but wait, I can't do it with that one because I already did it with like the visual arts, so I had to change it. Make sure you read the fine print on those lessons, because I remember that one I like literally had the whole thing done, and then I was reading back through the rubric after I did it, and I was like, I messed up on that, and had to go back and spend like another hour fixing what I messed up. So pay attention to your rubric and your performance assessment like layout instructions they give you, because it can be kind of confusing if you don't read it very thoroughly. But that one, like I said, I started on the 18th of October and I finished on the 23rd, so 5 days. Not that bad, not bad. We're speeding up, you know. So my 5th and final class that I finished in October was elementary physical education and health methods. This one, I started on the 23rd and I actually got back, I want to say on the 29th or the 30th. I actually forgot to write it down. But this only had performance assessments, but it was a 2-part one. So like you had 2 separate performance assessment papers you had to do. One of them was for physical education and the other one was for health. The or maybe it was just one that was 2 parts, like something like that. Anyway, it felt like 2. Because essentially what you had to do is you had to assess, either they gave you a list of health lessons and a list of physical education lessons, and you had to choose one of like the ones out of those to critique essentially, and then how you would change it. And then the next part, like part B or C of that one, was you had to make a lesson plan for whatever you didn't critique. So like if you had critiqued a health lesson plan, you had to create a physical education lesson plan and vice versa. So make sure you pay attention to that. Don't do like 2 health or 2 PE ones, because you will get that sent back and they will make you change that. But yeah, that was another one that I was kind of like not motivated on, because it just looked like a lot. Now looking back on it, I'm like, it was not a lot. I just made it feel like it, so don't stress about that. But yeah, those were my 5 classes I did. Obviously I didn't meet my goal. At the end of October, I still had 2 classes left. My term doesn't end until the end of November, so I mean, it's not a big deal. But the 2 classes that I had left, I actually finished one of them yesterday. And I'm hopefully gonna finish my next one either tonight or tomorrow, and it is November 4th or 5th right now. So yeah, it's not that big a deal. And then tomorrow, which is Friday for me, I have a meeting with one of like the directors at the Teachers College, and she is going to have me, she's gonna be the one that's gonna change my major to the Bachelor's of Arts in Bachelor's of Arts in Educational Studies, Educational Sciences, something like that. The one without student teaching. Which, if you don't know that, I am not doing a Bachelor's of Arts in Elementary Education. I am doing a Bachelor's of Arts in Educational Studies. I think it's Studies or Sciences. I can never remember. But anyway, I'm changing it because I don't have time right now or the finances right now to do student teaching. Hopefully I'll be able to do that within the next couple of years, but I'm also attending Bible college in person. So it didn't work out scheduling wise for me to be able to do student teaching right now. So I'm changing to the other degree, and then I will go back to WGU for either my master's or just to do student teaching within the next couple of years. But I have a meeting tomorrow to officially change that, and then after I finish submitting my last assessment for my final class that I'm in right now, I have to call my mentor and we will go through the graduation steps. And I am planning on filming both my last class, going through my last class, which I'm actually about to start just right now. I'm gonna film some of that right after this. And then I'm also going to film a video talking about the graduation process and how that all works. And if any of you have any questions about the graduation process that you want me to address in my next video or next couple of videos, just leave them down below in the comments. And I will hopefully be able to see those and get those answered, or I will just reply to your comment on a video or just to you directly in the comments. But yeah, that was a pretty short video, but that was literally my October. It was pretty hectic in person, like my in-person classes that I'm doing for my Bible college, but WGU, it was pretty nice. So I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all the content that will be coming soon. We're almost at 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for everyone that is subscribed. I hope you're liking the content. If you have any suggestions for videos that you want me to do, again, leave them in the comments below. I am about to finish WGU, so WGU content's gonna kind of be sparse now, so I need some other content ideas, so just leave them down below. All right, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video.